Hey friends, my name's Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. Welcome to Wednesday. Today we're going to unbox and repair the, better not be broken, the 04 air units. They finally got here today because Georgia completely shut down from 1 whole inch of snow. And so I feel like I'm like the last person to get them. As a reminder, the ORT Micro Vs are back in stock over on my Etsy store, which is on CiottiFPV.com. I am starving. I am so hungry. Fair warning, it might be hangry time today. Tonight. That was 03 that you were just watching, and I have a hard time believing that 03 will be better than that. That was the Axsis on 4S. This is the battery right before I put 6S on it and caught on fire. So there's that. That was a whole thing, which was super annoying, but you know, whatever. Maybe I'll, if it fits, I'll put the 04 onto one of those, possibly. In the chat, Cheetonia was first, Bird Person FPV, Zip, Render, Random Videos Daily, CBFPV, Frank Nicholas, Notice, Dave S, Cole Powers, Curtis Hayes, Cheetonian, Ciotic, DNS Jules, got it. Timmons, Ciotic, Spaceman Spiff, Dave S. What's up, everybody? If you want to talk directly to me, type CiottiFPV into your chat comment. It'll light up orange for me if you do it. If you don't, I'll ignore you. 6 battery live stream as well. Get your 6 batteries in today or else. And Q&A, as they all are. Hi, Cash. BetaFPV confirmed that the F4 12 amp version 3 is being discontinued. I think they're going to replace it with a matrix, though. So we'll see. But, oh yeah, unfortunately they're not going to send me the Matrix 3-in-1. So we're going to use the Super X instead. And, you know, happy model for life! Thanks to Timmons for sending over the Super X, which is 1 to 2S with no... There's definitely no VTX. Is there also no OSD chip on it? Oh, look at that. No OSD chip. So, yeah. This is... Does the Super X take 2S? Could I build... Do I build an 04 Lite Super X 1S rig and then just swap the... I'll have to swap the frame and I'll have to swap the motor. It doesn't really make much sense. I wouldn't have to desolder this from that, though. I could just swap the battery lead from a BT 2.0 to a BT 3.0 and then pull it out of one and drop it into the other. That would be pretty cool. Yeah, maybe we do that. Gee, I didn't think of that. That'd be super cool. All right. Well, I mean... Might as well leave the Super X over here. I gotta get a mount though. That's one of the things that I don't have for the 04 Lite. Is a way of mounting it. Although with the little guard on, it's 14mm, and I do have 14mm canopies. So, and I have heard a lot of people are just using either the top or the bottom screw holes. So we'll see. We're not doing that tonight. Tonight we're just gonna open these up and screw around. I don't have it in me to dive all the way into this and try to figure out a mounting solution. When I'm hungry, I get really sleepy really fast because skinny guy. So prepare for yawns. Render says, man, CiottiFPV, not gonna lie, I just sold one of my woodworking tools that I don't really use much and picked up a pair of goggles 3 and 2 new air units. LOL. Nice, dude. Very cool. Timmons says, good evening. Ciotti, your thoughts on the new BetaFPV Lava 1102 14,000 kV motors for 2S. I wish they were 15 or 16,000 kV. I did not delete the email. the BetaFPV spam email that they sent out. There's actually a couple interesting things in here. So the Pavo Femto is what those motors are on. 2S Pavo Pico looking rig with the 04 lite on it. Super interesting. Compacted lightweight, 54. Oh, I'm so sorry. 54.77 grams. I don't know if that's... Is that with the battery? If that's without the battery, good God, what a porker. Hopefully that's with the battery. Interesting stuff. I don't know. I wish it wasn't so substantial. I wish it was a little bit lighter looking. But the Pavo Pico did really well. You know, this is more of a Cinewhoop than anything else. I think flying this freestyle would be kind of rough. It's, you know, it's just heavy. You know, all this plastic is going to make it a little bit heavier than what you probably want from a freestyle rig. It's also like a pusher, and so it's potentially going to be really hard to turtle mode, really hard to take off from the grass. But like for a Cinewhoop, it's probably going to be really good. Like I said, I wish that the 1102 14,000s were like 15 or 16,000, but they've got the 3 blades on it. I think it's 45 millimeter propellers too. So that's the HQ 45 millimeter propellers are really good. They're just kind of fragile. So again, not going to be a freestyle rig. But yeah, I mean, it's got like rubber damping on the camera and stuff. There's a lot of things about this that make it not a rig that you're going to want to crash. This guy, on the other hand, the Meteor 65/75 Pro 04, this is the rig that you're going to want to bash. Not much information on it, although maybe... there we go. So, oh, right, yeah. So they've got it set up for 1S, which is not great. Yeah, I would not get the Meteor 75 Pro 04. I would only get the Meteor 65 04. And hopefully it's not 65 Pro. Hopefully it's regular 65. 66 millimeter... Wait a second, what? 66 millimeter props on the 65, and then the 75 has 80.8 millimeter props. 80.8? That's... What is 80.8 in inches? Oh, really? What? Wait, what? No. That's not right. 80.8 is 3.2 inches. This is not a 2-inch rig. So this is not a 3-inch rig. I'm going to assume that because of the name and because it's 1S, this is you know what it is? It's 80.8 millimeters motor to motor, not propellers. They're I bet you... Oh, yeah. Here we go. 45 millimeter props. There it is. So the 75 has 45 millimeter props, which I think means that the 65 is going to have the silly 35 millimeter propellers, which I just don't understand. The frame is going to be needlessly heavy. The propellers are going to be needlessly heavy. With a 65 like this, with a big heavy payload on it, you got to save weight. It's all about saving weight. And so, yeah, I don't know about that. They're claiming 2 minutes and 40 runtime, but that's with horrendously low-powered motors, 802, 19,500. With that underpowered of a motor, I mean, we should be talking like 3, 4, 5 minutes runtime. 20, oh my God, 28.53 grams. What a chonky chonk bag. So yeah, that's awful heavy. But look at that canopy. I want that canopy. I hope that they come out with a Matrix 2S flight controller. That'd be great. There they are. There's the Lava 1102. 1102. 14,000 kV motors. Look, don't get these. Get the old school BetaFPV 1102 18,000s. And I think they made a newer version of them. BetaFPV 1102 18,000 kV. Let's see. 1102 brushless motors. And so, of course, everything is out of stock forever. Oh, wow, they won't even let me click on them. Well, so the 1102 18,000s that I have look like this. I think that they have made... Yes, there we go. So they've made the more current version of them, which... So if you can find... All right, so here's the difference. There's a difference in height. Remember we checked this when we were measuring the motor heights. So the old school ones, I just found it. All right, so the old school ones that look like this, the old school 1102 18,000s are 9.4 millimeters high. The new school ones that look like this or like this, judged by the bell design. You can tell by this bell design. Also, there are colors involved. The old school ones are all black. The new school ones are either silver or blue or red or black. The new school ones are 8.6 millimeters tall. Either one of those will allow you to run the Modula 7 V3 frame without longer screws and without spacers. But if whatever reason you want it to be a little bit higher, there you go. Did I not weigh those two? I find it hard to believe that I didn't. What a missed opportunity. I wonder if one is heavier than the other. Does anybody remember if I weighed them? Why would I not weigh them? What a jackass. Hold on. Let me try to find that stream super quick. It was just like, it wasn't very long ago, right? Oh Christ, did we do that during the 12-hour stream? Oh, I think we did that during the 12-hour stream, didn't we? We had a little bit of spreadsheet time, I think. Weighing, setup, flying it, spreadsheet time. Hey, yeah. Measuring motor heights. Okay, hold on. So somewhere in here. Yeah. Look at me. Look at me.
To run.
I remember things. Blah 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 blah. 0.17. What's 0.17? I'm gonna have to.
Except for this time.
Listen to past me talk. No, I'm weighing something else here. What am I weighing here? Screws? I'm weighing screws there. Did I honestly not weigh the two different 1102s? I feel like I remember doing it. That was a Happy Model motor. Oh man, past me is a jackass. What have I done? Wait, is that it? Is that me weighing them?
Extra. Let's take a quick weight, though, of the new 1102s versus the old 1102s.
Yo, I'm a genius.
That'll be super interesting.
I knew it. Okay.
With their extra tallness. With their extra tallness.
That's the...
This is not going to be a perfect measurement because they have got different cables on them, but 2.8 grams for the new school one.
There you go, 2.8 for the new school.
Versus 2.9 for the old school one. So
hey!
Yeah, barely any difference in weight.
All right, so there we go. I don't know which to tell you to get. Doesn't really matter. Get the ones that are in stock. You might have a hard time finding them in stock. So whichever ones you get, whichever ones you can find in stock, that's the one that you want to get. Cool? That's what I think of the new Lava 1102. It's a little too low of a KV. If you want to build like an efficiency monster, or if you want to run tri-blades instead of bi-blades, which you shouldn't because the bi-blades are awesome, the Lava 1102 14,000s are maybe okay. But get the 18,000s, and then you can motor limit them down. Chitonian says, LOL, eat food. I can't eat food and talk at the same time. Skydex says, what do you think of the BetaFPV Pavo Femto? Just talked about that. Craig Meyer says, watched your live midpoint Monday and understood throttle expo and setting one's midpoint. Excellent content. Thank you, dude. Thank you for taking the time to watch it and understand it. It's once you start to really dial it in, that's when the real magic happens. Curtis Hayes says, what Cinewhoop is a great freestyle rig? None of them. Technically, whichever one has the least prop protection. Chitonian says they mean wheelbase. Yeah. Motor to motor. 661 says that's the frame size motor to motor. Renders, which is maddening. The whole point behind the Meteor 65 Pro and the Meteor 75 Pro was that they kept the motor to motor distance the same, and they just pushed the bigger ducts in, and you had to run a smaller AIO. All of a sudden now they've pushed the motors out, so it's not a Meteor 65, it's a Meteor 70, so just call it that, and it's a Meteor 80, so just call it that. You're calling it Meteor 75. Nothing is 75. It's quite silly. But, welcome to FPV. T-Motor decided to call their 2306s F40. T-Motor decided to call their 2306s F40 Pro 3s and F40 Pro 2s, and then the F40 Pro 3s were 2306 something different, and then the F40 Pro 4s were 2306s again, and then the F40 Pro 5s were 2406 and a half, and then the F60s have always been 2207s. Like, guys, can you make this more confusing, please? Because it's not infinitely confusing enough. Good Lord. Render says that's their 65 Pro and 75 Pro's frame size. Timmons says, what are the chances the 3-in-1 Matrix 1S might actually be capable of 2S? Slim to nil. It has the 12 amp FETs and the other. It has the 12 amp FETs as the other 2S board, right? I know that's not the only factor, but it makes you wonder. Yeah, I can't possibly imagine that thing is 2S capable. If nothing else, because it's so small. I've never seen a 2S capable board be as small as the Matrix, and the FETs really have nothing to do with the with 1S versus 2S. So yeah, they would say 1 to 2S. I mean, look at HGLRC. They say that their board is 1 to 2S, but it's actually only 2S. the Spectre. So, the manufacturer is going to say, like, hey, it'll do anything. And then it'll only do some of the things. They're not going to say, like, yeah, it only does one thing, but then it does more things, That's like, that would be like reverse marketing. Denzel the Turbo says, I'm here for the fondling. Where do I sign up to get fondled? There's no sign up. Fondling only happens with inanimate objects. I'm happy to report. Dave S. says, have you run the Happy Model EX1102 13,500 on 2S, or what do you think of a Mobula 7 with them? Too low of a KV. I have not, but yeah, 13,500, 14,000 KV. It's just a little bit too low. To get really good power, you're going to have to go up to tri-blades, and then the propellers start to get really heavy, so you're going to lose response time. You're going to lose like one of the things that makes these 75mm 2S rigs so magic. And so, yeah, 18,000, 19,000 kV, like absolute minimum 16,000 kV, but like 18, 19, 20,000 is perfect because you motor limit down to like 80, 85%. You've got a little bit more if you need it. It's the way to go. If you have those 1102 13,500s, run them. Like, they'll run fine, but yeah, it's just not quite. If you're buying motors, I would not recommend that you buy them. BetaFPV has 1102 18,000s that are going to be a much better option. Cinestyle says hi. Craig Meyer says BetaFPV 1102s are 2.8 grams. Thank you, dude, from your spreadsheet. Oh, where is it on the spreadsheet? Where is it on the spreadsheet? I couldn't find it. I can't find any weights on the spreadsheet. Am I blind? Where the hell are the weights? Am I crazy here? It must not be this spreadsheet. Here's all the motor heights. Motor size. Here's the power testing that we did. And then here's the first power testing we did. I don't have any... Where the hell are the motor weights? I guess I have another spreadsheet with the weights. That's kind of stupid. I need to combine those. It's not Google Docs. It's Google Sheets. See if I can find it real quick. Google Sheets. There we go. Sign in and FPV weights. Look at me go! Oh my God! Look at all these weights. Do I have some motors on here? There are no motors on here. Where are you seeing that? What spreadsheet are you looking at? Why don't I know my own spreadsheets? What's it called? What's that spreadsheet called? Craig says, I looked them up on the manufacturer pages. Ah, okay. Okay. Gotcha. Craig Meyer says, I forgot I improved your spreadsheet. Which one? I gotta combine some of these. What is this? I have a spreadsheet called 4-inch racing. No, this is somebody else's spreadsheet. Whatever. Whatever. Yeah, a weights tab on the spreadsheet would be awesome. The one with the 3 tabs. Yeah, what the hell? I don't see any weights. Am I blind? The one with the 3 tabs. First tab, no weights. Second tab, no weights. Motor heights. Yeah, that's the height. That's not the weight, though. Did you give me the height? And I thought you said weight? 2.79 grams. Oh, you added a new column. Well, why can't I see it? I can't see a new column. Where's the new column? Am I blind? I don't see the new column. Okay. Let the fondling begin! In my copy. Ah, okay. I got you. Okay, cool. Message me and remind me, and I'll give you access if you're willing to do it. There's hair on it. Look at this. There's a little green arrow. I'm not going to do that more than once. That's a lie. I'm going to do it at least one more time. Yeah, it's nice. Little thing there. Yeah, look at that. It's just waiting there for you. Just staring you right in the face. Here I am. Smash me. Whoa! Look, an instruction manual. It says, make sure you update me right away and destroy me. Nah, DJI updates are usually good. Simple little packaging. Good job, fellas. No plastic. I like that. No need melting dinosaurs for... and then just throwing them away immediately. What do you think? Should I keep the instruction manual? Just in case, right? You know, you never know. Maybe there's something good in there. All right, so this is the 04 Pro, which hopefully is going to go in the Cinesplore V2, but the problem is going to be, I think we're going to need new side plates, which Rugi is going to have cut. I'm going to save this for 3D printing things. Look at this. Good Lord. This is the new MIPI cable that's ultra thin. That's a good length cable too. I think this is a little bit longer than normal. Also, it exits sideways, which is kind of slick because you typically mount... Nope, you're not going to mount it sideways because there's the USB port. You're going to mount this... So why do they do that? It might as well just exit straight out the front. That's interesting. So there's the plug header for this big bastard. And the double antennas, you can also switch it to the old school single antenna with 2 plugs. Apparently these antennas work really well though, which is awesome. There's the USB-C and memory card slot there. So USB-C on one side, memory card on the other side. That's great. Little tiny bind button there. Cool. Quality looking little piece. Of course, DJI stuff is always like that. Like you fondle it and you're like, oh, okay, this feels like I could hit it with a goddamn hammer. Let's see what just this weighs. Oh, so fat. 32.95 grams, call it 33 grams. 33 grams with the screws up front. What are these? I've never weighed one of these cables. What do they weigh? Wow, 1.3 grams. I would not have thought that a little JST cable would be that heavy. Cool. Let me see something. Let me grab the... oh, God. Hold on. This light is flashing away back here, probably driving somebody insane. Let me see the Cinesplore side plates. Maybe they're close enough to work? Here's what half a Cinesplore looks like. Okay, here's a side plate. Yeah, here's both side plates. So let's take a super quick look at the bolt pattern and the side plates. So the side plates sit like that. Because what I might be able to do is just use one single mounting hole. And it looks like I will. It looks like I can use one mounting hole. So, like, side plate on here. All right. So the side plate's going to sit like that. And then if I use like that hole there. Oh, dude, we are good to go. Yeah, okay. It even protects the damn thing. Oh, yeah. Okay. I mean, I don't love the idea of only using one screw to mount the thing, but in the interim, this is pretty cool. This will totally allow us to use this thing. Now we just got to get goggles. Hey, who was it in chat that had the 2 sets of goggles 2 that's looking to sell them? One of them. Anybody remember? Okay, so if I put the screw there, yeah, that'll totally fit. That absolutely fits in there like that. Yo, that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. That's how it's going to sit. And it's like, you see how it's kind of protecting the camera too. Let me move the side plate to the other side and show you. And so it's going to sit like that. Boy, is that hard for you guys to see. Hold on, let me screw it in. I'll take one of these out real quick. Screw it on in there. And you'll get to see exactly what it's going to fit like. Damn. Okay. Not mad at it. Get out the drill. Hell no. Okay, so the side plate sits like that, and then this is going to go like that. The one thing I do need to check, though, is whether or not it's going to hit the standoff. The side plate is designed to have a standoff in the middle. Sorry, on the bottom and the front. And yeah, it's hard to... Oh, boy. Yeah, that's going to be a problem. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm going to have to... Nah. I'm going to have to run... Either I will not be able to run the standoff in the bottom, or I'll have to run 1,000 degrees of up tilt, which is not really very Cinewhoopy. So I'll probably bodge it together. Nah, I'll focus on the 04 Lite, I guess. But yeah, I would have to run that much up tilt to get it to clear the standoff down here. Supposed to be a standoff right... Oh, wow, that's not even clearing the standoff either. No. Yeah, no, this won't work. This won't work. That's... Oh, wow. Even like zeroed out, that's the up tilt that I would have to run. Yeah, that's not gonna... That's not really... I mean, Cinewhoop, you want damn near zero up tilt. I don't know. If I get bored, maybe I'll throw it in here. It looks like it will fit, but no standoff in the front. It's not hitting the bottom plate, which is nice. There's a chance it'll hit the top plate, but it doesn't really look like it. Do I have the top plate easily accessible? I do. All right, so let's see. Super quick leg here. So top plate. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's fine. Yeah, so it'll be janky as hell because this standoff won't be in the front, but that totally clears the top plate. Interesting. Yeah, so single screw mounting. Look at it sitting in there. Handsome little bastard. Damn. Okay. That's pretty good looking. That's the minimum up tilt that I can give it. Which is, I don't know, that looks like maybe about 10 degrees, which is kind of Cinewhoop friendly. I always want Cinewhoops to be able to go down to 0 degrees of up tilt, which makes doing backwards flying stuff a lot more realistic. So, yeah. All right. That's interesting. On Brain 3D, Brian has TPU mounts for the Cinesplore 1. This is the Cinesplore 2. The Cinesplore 1 has vibration problems. Not problems, but it's... oh, where'd the other screw go? There it is. You can't get the PID tune absolutely, completely dialed in because the arms are very thin. The arms are 3 millimeters. Bob did that to keep the weight down. There's actually a chance that... So, building the old school Cinesplore with this instead of carrying a GoPro around could actually really help the situation. And so I'm super, super, super tempted to kind of do that. But I don't know. I bought 2 of these Cinesplore 2s, and I was kind of looking forward to transferring it over. Here's the other thing. The old school Cinesplore is lighter weight than the Cinesplore 2. And so, I don't know, man. Very, very tempting to, I mean, what I could do is tear one of the old school Cinesplores all the way down and just drop it into a Cinesplore 2 frame, the other Cinesplore 2 frame that I have, and then do a fresh build with the old school frame and put this into it. Probably, I don't know. I don't know what to do here. I'll overthink it and figure it out. Oh, Faxis says just use a zip tie. Frank Douglas says, what if you use the other screw on the 04 camera, the bottom bolt? It would sit up too high. It just barely clears where it's at now. And there's not a mounting hole down low enough on the... I put it away, but... No, I put it away with that. Oh, hey, look at that. There's not a mounting hole low enough to do that. See, all the mounting holes are up really high on this guy. This actually might be designed to only take the top screw hole. This is an interesting little side plate for the two. I don't know about that. But yeah, the way that I had it mounted, it's actually pretty centered in the mount, the way that I had it set up. And I mean, you know what? It's Cinewhoop, so I mean, you're not going to be like thrashing it. So just using the one screw hole might be totally fine. What I'm always afraid of using a single screw hole though that's offset like that is that you crash it hard and then the camera goes to like 60 degrees of up tilt from the crash, and then it's really hard to fly at home, especially a Cinewhoop, you know? But yeah, I'm sure Bob will have side plates cut at some point here. Dino FPV says, you'd be surprised on how durable that Lite 04 is. I've bashed the hell out of it inside and out. I'm actually shocked how it stood up. Yeah, I mean, that's DJI stuff. You know, DJI stuff is just incredibly well made. Himok says, are we talking about that 170 degree field of view? Why, DJI? I'm working with a friend of mine at university to make a lens that clips onto the light camera to get a wider field of view. I don't know what to get myself into. I think that 117 degrees of field of view, I don't know how accurate that number is, because in Chris Rosser's test, he puts the walk snail Lite and another camera up against the 04 Lite air unit, and the field of view doesn't look that different to me. On Friday's live stream, which I called DJI 04, the good, the bad, the ugly, I pulled up Chris's video and we looked at it, and I showed you guys, like, look, you know, these cameras are all pointing in roughly the same direction. Here's the corner of this building here, and it's here in the frame. Here's this big bush, and it's here in the frame. And between those three cameras, the field of view did not look very different. Field of view measurements are a complete nightmare. They shouldn't be. There are absolutely completely accurate and standardized methods for testing field of view. Apparently none of the FPV manufacturers got that memo. And so when you see a field of view number on anything FPV related, just ignore that it even exists, because those cameras that he was comparing, the Walk Snail Lite camera claims to have a 150 degree field of view. And looking at footage of it right next to the 04 Lite, it looks like it has the exact same field of view, and the 04 Lite supposedly has 117 degrees of field of view. One of the problems with field of view is that you can't just use one number. It should be 3. There should be horizontal field of view, one number for that. There should be one number for vertical, and then there should be another number for diagonal. Typically, when they just tell you one number, it should be the diagonal, but not always. And so, yeah, I've seen cameras just totally ignore the field of view numbers that any of these camera manufacturers put on their cameras, because it doesn't seem like any of them are doing it right. And so, yeah, I've seen a bunch of flight footage with the 04 Lite, and the field of view doesn't look that bad. The 04 Pro has crazy wide field of view, like with a GoPro. Yeah, this is maybe a little bit narrow, but I think it's the same as what we're used to from Walk Snail Lite. And I never really noticed it. I never noticed that the Walk Snail Lite had less field of view than anything else. Once I get goggles and get a build with this, I will absolutely hold it here in front of the workbench and take a screenshot, take DVR, take a screenshot of it, and then take walk snail lite, and do the same thing. And then we can compare those to all the screenshots that I took from the Cinewhoop cameras. So, yeah. Now, round 2. I won't do it anymore now. That's it. That's all the tape that there is to peel off. Oh, wow. Going super minimalist with this one. Half the price. The 04 Lite is half the price, which is absolutely insane. Because it's got most of the same, like, chips and whatnot. You know what I mean? There's no way that they're making as much money on the 04 Lite as they are on the 04 Pro. I'd venture to guess that they might be losing money on probably not, but yeah, I don't know. Comes in a simple little bag here. And wow. That is teeny tiny. And that's the little case and the screws and whatnot. All right. Let's check it out. Well, no, I'm probably going to put some of this stuff in here. What is this? What is this little thing? Oh, lens protector? I think it is. Looks to be a little lens protector. What's this blue on it? Do I peel that off? I'm confused. Okay. Oh! Whoa! Oh boy. Okay. That was a mistake. Ooh, they give you rubber grommets. Oh yeah, I knew that. That's right. Tyler Gruss told me that. They give you rubber grommets. Ooh, and they're rubber grommets that are thicker on one side than the other. That is fantastic. Most people are going to need that in order to mount this thing. So that's actually really, really nice. That's a super nice little bonus. Get out of there! Pretty much no matter where you mount this, you're going to have to space it up a little bit. And so that's really, really nice. Okay. So we've got this front piece here for mounting that, like, hopefully we don't have to use. Let's just start weighing shit. So the little mounting thing that hopefully we don't have to use weighs 0.7 of a gram, 0.67. Call it 0.7 of a gram. So yeah, that would be nice if we don't have to use this. This is how you're going to mount it with screws, though. So, like, yeah. What I'm really excited about is Crom designed a batwing mount that this thing slides right into. The only problem is, boy, there is not a lot of round camera meat in the front here. What is this? They've got this little, like, grid going on around it, which is super strange. I wonder why they did that. But I bet you it's just enough. I bet you if you push this back into the frame, so like if you imagine the batwing mount sitting between these two hooks, right? Let me actually just do it. So this push. Oh yeah, look at that. That totally works. So that pushes back against the middle of the frame, and then the batwing mount just comes right across and loops around that round bit there. Bastard work! There we go. So yeah, that is not too... I was worried about it being too deep, right? This seems like it's pretty deep, but it's not really all that bad. So that's great. Damn. Yeah. There's already a batwing mount for this on the 3D printing channel over on my Discord, which is linked at CiottiFPV.com. So that is pretty cool. This whole schlip-schlap, we're going to pull the... Well, all this stuff is 9.3 grams. if we pull the antenna off, because I've never really included, so the UFL did not rip off. That's pretty nice. Without the antenna, we are at 8.61 grams, which is not too bad. And then if you pull this JST cable off, now we're all the way down to 7.85 grams. Not bad, man. Wow. 7.85. Do I have a... I do not have a walk snail light camera floating around here. But there's weight measurements. It's an extra gram. We know what this stuff weighs. It's an extra gram from walk snail light. Yo! Oh, all right. So this is a big deal. This is a really big deal. The bottom of this thing is very, very flat, which is going to make our lives a lot easier. So this is the bottom that you're looking at. All right. And I'm going to try to get this camera. Yeah, see it? See how flat that is? That is incredible. This guy here is the highest point, but he's all the way in the corner. When we're trying to do these double stack builds, one of the pains in the ass is getting everything to kind of clear, right? So here's the BetaFPV F4 12 amp version 3. So the top of this board, we've got this giant JST plug, but like the rest of the top of this board is pretty flat, right? And so when we stack this guy down on top, all we have to really clearance for is this. Other than this is all nice and flat. So like this should be super easy for us to get clearance between the two boards. So like when we do that, right? If I get the camera just right. All right, so let's leave this like that. And then I'm gonna bring the light down here. All right. And so look at that. See how that little component is all the way by the rubber grommet? This thing has tons of clearance. It might actually be better if I put the light behind it and shine the light through. This is with no grommets in the damn VTX, and it almost looks like it's already clearing, which is incredible. The JST might be hitting the top board, but like, I mean, look, this thing is all the way down on these grommets. We might be able to get this thing nice and close. And again, the lowest component is right here where my index finger is. Yeah, and that is easily clearing. Oh, it's sitting over here. Yeah, okay. This is good stuff. This should be no problem. And then you've got the USB-C. So like I don't necessarily know if this is how we would mount it, but USB-C is nice and clear. There's the plug header. Wrap the plug down. It doesn't look like there's pads on this to direct solder to it, which is kind of a bummer. I would love for a set of direct solder pads so that we could rip this off. But to be honest, this is right next to the USB, and the USB is just as tall as it. So the only time I would really want to rip this off is if a canopy is kind of interfering. You know, this camera is so specifically sized and shaped that none of the existing canopies are going to work anyway. So they're going to design all of the canopies to stack on top of this board and not conflict with that or that or that or that, which are all the high, or this, which are all the high points. And so, yeah, that should actually be not much of a big deal. The canopy, so like if we use a, so like let's use this Meteor 75 canopy just as a quick example, right? Let me switch to the down facing for this. So if we drop this canopy down, right? So this is sitting nice and flat. In the back, we've got a little bit of a conflict here with the button. on the side is the biggest problem, though. See, this is hitting that USB port quite badly. So maybe if... Yeah, so I guess the canopies are gonna... The canopies are probably gonna have the rear point in the back like that, because that actually clears. See how it's sitting flat? That comes down and clears this USB really nicely. This canopy won't work, nor will the Mobula 6 ball sack canopy. But yeah, this is actually not too bad. So it's looking like this is probably going to be the rear in most builds. Although that's not that bad either. Putting this here at the rear. This won't work off on the side though. Yeah, so these guys, this USB and this plug header, these guys are going to go towards the rear of the build. They're going to have to. So either this point or this point are going to be the rear of the build, almost guaranteed. And so for you guys, like rear, so like if we drop it in here, right? So I'm pretty sure that it's always going to be mounted like that, right? You see the plug header, down is down for you guys. I think it's always going to be mounted like that or like that. And then you've got the camera cable coming out here, and so that'll like wrap up in some way and get into the canopy. You've got your UFL here for the antenna. That's fine. UFL and the USB in the back there, and then the plug header here, which is going to have to loop down and get to the flight controller. Not bad. Boy, the bottom of this thing being nice and flat is really, really, really nice. That is super slick. Man, it is absolutely outrageously cold down here. Hold on. Turn this up a little bit. Come on, little electric heater. Save me. Man. Very cool. Very cool. This should not be much of an issue to get mounted properly. And this cable is long enough where it's got plenty of room to get up front for any of the no props in view mounts. When you mount it like that, wow, no, even if you mount it rearward, plenty of room to get up there. You see that? And that's on a big 75 frame. I'm specifically doing this in a 75 millimeter frame to make it a little bit more difficult. So you'll be able to mount this thing like this all day. You'll mount it like this. You'll have too much cable actually to mount it like that. If you mount it like this, the cable will probably double back over itself and still have enough room. Yep, absolutely. And then the only way I guess you won't be able to mount it is like that, because then the cable exits all the way in the back and in the wrong direction. Yeah, that's not long enough. So 3 out of 4 mounting possibilities for if you want to put the camera all the way up front with some sort of a batwing mount. And that's in a 75 mil frame. If we, I don't have a, sure I do. Here's a 65 mil frame. So, oh Christ, there's screws falling out. Hold on. Oh, balls. I just lost all the screws. What is happening? Screw it. Ah, I said screw it. In a 65 millimeter frame, all those 3 mounting options work. Let's try the most difficult mounting option. Nah, not long enough. So yeah, 3 out of 4, same deal. 3 out of 4 mounting options are going to work in the 65 mil frames. The move is probably going to be mounting it like this, and then the cable is exiting in this direction, and it's kind of like the perfect length. You're gonna want to tuck this in like up here. Probably could do a little dab of E6000 around here, and then right like that. You've got it mounted up really, really nicely. Very, very cool. That is handy. Yeah, so I don't think getting this thing mounted up is going to be much of an issue. I think we got pretty lucky here. This is a pretty long whip antenna. This length here is longer than normal. But none of us are going to run these whip antennas. We're all going to run micro V's, yo. Cool. Couple of screws. I still don't know what this thing is. Probably says in the instructions. Does it go in here, maybe? No. How does this thing fit? It just snaps in there? Yeah, okay. It just snaps in there, and then that thing. Cool. All right. Looks like it looks like a plastic lens. I could be wrong, but that does kind of look like a plastic lens. Luckily, it's recessed, so in theory, you won't scratch it on your 4th crash like I did with that poor HD0 Lux camera. My God, this thing is really, really nice. See if this will focus. Yeah, look at that. So you see how the chips are shiny? This is conformal coated from the factory. There's a little thin coating of conformal on this thing. I'm tempted to peel this sticker off, but I'm not gonna. And then here's the top. My God, look at the... Look at all those little capacitors, yo. Holy shit on a shingle. That is insane. And then here's the camera. With this wacky little plastic box around it. Strangest looking camera I've ever seen. No way of focusing this lens. I guess also, in theory, no way that the lens can come out of focus. Hopefully. I'm trying to hold this down so that I can show you the back of the camera. I mean, there's not a whole lot to look at, but... There you go. It's the back of the camera. That MIPI plug is kind of big, hanging out there, but I mean, they obviously made this absolutely as small as they possibly could. And then there's the little bracket thing, which gives a little bit of protection from it. This thing has a cover on it, which is why I think it's some sort of a lens cover. You see it there? There you go. You can kind of see the reflection off of it. It's on that side. I wonder why it's blue like that. Is that like foam around the outside there? I don't know. Whatever. Very cool. As always with DJI, beautifully made. Beautifully, beautifully, beautifully made. I fondled. I unboxed. That's what you came here for. Let's get caught up on chat. Damn. Fancy. Fancy, fancy, fancy. No, we got that. Dino FPV says, you'll be surprised on how durable... Oh, no, we talked about that. Denzel the Trouble says, why you have it in hand? Will it fit in a glide? Glide uses... It won't fit in my glides, that's for sure, because mine are all on 15mm standoffs. And so, yeah, definitely won't fit in one of my glide builds, but if you ran, like, you would probably need to run, like, 25mm tall standoffs to get this to fit. Oh, I don't know if this is going to fit. The top plate is going to be a real son of a bitch. Hold on. Where are those analog glide builds that I never finished? Here's one. Oh, balls. I just made a mess out of everything. Alright. Let's check this. Let's check the glide top plate. Because that's really where... The bottom plate of the glide is just kind of flat on the front. The big question is going to be, will it clear the gap in the top plate, right? So the glide top plate has this schlip schlap in it. And so no, not even a little bit. A little tiny bit, right? So like Teddy, what are you barking at 11? Oh, Sage is coming home from work. Oh, this dog. I'm going to punch this dog. Yeah, it doesn't really peek very far through there. And so you're going to have to run really tall standoffs. You're going to have to run like minimum 25 millimeter standoffs, maybe 28 millimeter standoffs. Pyrodrone sells 28 mil standoffs. Yeah, no, I mean, you could just file this opened, but like it's just not quite wide enough here. The glide is a small frame. It's skinny, right? And so and this is just a really wide camera. This is not a great camera option for the glide. There's going to be a significant amount of wasted space here. Let me attempt to show this to you in case what I'm saying is not making sense. All right, ready? So see how that doesn't really slot in there? It just kind of stops. That's no good. The camera is just too wide. So, I mean, you could certainly open this up. You could certainly come in here with a file and file this out. The problem with that is that this area is already kind of not super strong on the glide, but it only ever breaks when you're running a GoPro. So if you were going to build a glide with just this, you're going to have a ton of props in view because the glide is TrueX. There are dead cat arms available for the glide, but yeah, this is going to be tough. So like what you're probably going to end up having to do is hang it way out of the front of the thing. And then it's just asking to get demolished, right? Like if you were to keep it protected and keep it in here, you're wasting some space there. You see that? See the light that's shining through? Boy, is that hard to show you. There you go. See that light that's shining through? You really want to try to tuck the camera up into that top part of the top plate. And an example of that is going to be here's an example of that is all of my glide builds. Specifically, well, I mean, analog cameras are so small that like it kind of doesn't matter, but for example, right, if you look down there, boy, this is hard to show you. If you look down there, right, I can raise this camera up a bunch, and the barrel of the camera, even the body of the camera, fits in between that, right? See when I look down there? So you can boost this camera way the hell up, and it'll use that space in between those two top front standoffs. Whereas this big bastard, it's just going to hit kind of early. So yeah, I mean, you could totally make it work. Don't get me wrong. You could absolutely get it in there, but not the best frame for it. The glide frame is not ideal. The Prototype 5 frame would probably be a much better idea because that's designed for the HD cameras, and it's got the vertical camera plates. So yeah. But all that being said, Brain 3D has already put up a TPU mount for this thing, which is pretty awesome. And so any frame that uses vertical standoffs in the front, you can, with tall enough standoffs, you can get it to fit. You know what I'm saying? So, you make it work. They look pretty nice, too. I think I posted an Instagram story with them. Let me get caught up on chat here. Where are we at? Off Axis says, when will we see people taking the 04 apart to make it naked? I'm pretty sure people already are. Remove the camera shell mounting. Yeah, I'm sure people will do that. I'm not. It's just too expensive. It's just way too expensive. The 04 Lite, there's really nothing to take apart. This plastic grid here has the lens. Yeah, there's no making the 04 Lite any lighter. But the 04 Pro, I'm sure people are already tearing it apart. I'm not gonna be one of them. For the same reason I didn't do it on the 03, or really the Vistas. I did one naked Vista, but like, it's also a pain in the ass. There's all kinds of thermal paste in there. It's just a nightmare. But yeah, for me, the 04 Pro is gonna stay completely as it is. I can't, I can't risk 200 and whatever the hell dollars this thing is, and then to take it apart to save like 10 grams. Frank Nicholas says, can the camera mount plate be flipped over and inverted? Camera mount plate. No, on the Cinesplore 2 because of that standoff. If I don't run that front standoff though, then maybe. But it actually fits totally fine in the Cinesplore 2 camera plates with just using that top screw. It's kind of perfect the way that it sits in there, and that camera plate was protecting the camera really well. So yeah, you wouldn't need to. It actually, yeah, it's pretty good in there the way it is. Rays says, we're late. Good evening, sir. That's because it took me forever to get the stream up tonight. Dave S says, is there conformal coating? We talked about that. There is. Dino FPV says, there is a 3D print that lets you install the 04 Lite camera into the Mobula 7 or 8 canopies and the BetaFPV micro light canopy without using that camera mount from DJI. That's pretty cool. Let's go to Thingiverse and take a quick look. I'm assuming that's where they are. Let's go search for DJI 04. Wow. That is not what I was expecting to see. Thingiverse, what are you doing? What a terrible set of search results. Okay. Where have you seen those? Do you know? Alley Cat's in the house. She says, apologize for our lateness. No worries. Her and Rays are hanging out, having a good time. Dino FPV says, use some spacers to make sure you clear that bottom the chipset sits under the flat bit / bottom of the VTX. And you want to make sure they're not impacting a crash. Yeah, you need to run rubber grommets in these to get them to fit properly with the M1.2 screws that you're going to do. And the grommets are going to give at least 1 to 2 millimeters of clearance. The grommets that they actually include are thicker on one side than the other. So you have the option of like 2 to 3 millimeters on one side or just that 1 to 2 millimeters on the other side. So yeah, I was just dry fitting that without the grommets to see like absolutely how close we could get it. Render says it goes right on the front of the lens. I guess maybe that blue is adhesive. It looks like maybe that'll pop off. Yep, it sure does. It goes right around the lens. Okay. It doesn't like clip on or anything though. It just like sits there. I guess maybe when you put it into this, although this is a round hole and that's a square peg. So I still don't necessarily understand this little thing. Is there a little strip of adhesive or what? No, there's no adhesive. How is it supposed to stay on? Is my main question. Why is it blue? I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe if you like put this into another mount. But yeah, I mean it sits on there like loosely, like it moves back and forth. Strange. And yeah, I don't think you'll use it with this piece because this has a round hole in it, and almost certainly is designed. Yeah, so you don't use it when you use this outer piece because the round hole on this goes around the fling flong and the bing bong. Very strange, right? See? So that, like, you can't use this with it. But I'm sure there will be mounts designed that use this wacky little thing. But this ain't one of them. Interesting. Very interesting. Hey, it's nice to get more stuff than less. Wow, quality stuff. Good job, DJI. Thank you for throwing us a bone from time to time. Dino FPV says a great AIO choice is the Happy Model F405 HD. You can use its own ELRS, S-Bus, or connect your own receiver. And it comes with a DJI plug at 4.5 grams. The range is ridiculous when using S-Bus. Happy Model F405 HD. Did we look at that one the other day when we looked at all the different AIOs and tried to pick a best one? We did. The only thing that I'm worried about with the F405 is this, as we talked about on that live stream, is this plug placement. There's a chance that these plugs are a little bit too far inboard, and you might have to trim the Module 7 V3 battery bay just a little bit. But I bet you it's totally fine. I bet you this will clear completely fine. And yeah, there's the plug, and as you see, no giant rectangular OSD chip on this thing, which is really, really good. I'm surprised that there are so many AIO options. It makes sense because people have been building walk snail rigs for a while now. And, walk snail is HD external VTX. Offx says that camera looks so much like those security cameras we used back in the day. Yeah, they're all security cameras. Everything we use is a security camera. I love when every once in a while somebody will buy an FPV camera and it still has the fucking lines on it from being used as a parking camera. Perfect. Denzel the Terrible says, is that Incisor / Prototype 5 a replacement for the Glide? What's the difference? Pretty much, yeah. That was it's way different. I mean, Bob did a completely different frame design on it. I built one. I did a bunch of streams around building one. And my main complaint was the battery strap setup didn't really work well for the wacky little 6S 1050 batteries that I run. So if you search the channel for Prototype 5, that should find it. Yeah, there you go. Thursday Thrashing, finishing the FPV cycle Prototype 5 3 years ago. Yeah, the battery strap slots. I wish that the battery strap slots... Stop it! Oh, fart. Well, wait. I can probably find that thumbnail. Hold on. What the hell? Stop it. Edited, and then search Proto... No. Just search and edited, yo. Wait, no, Thursday. Oh, here we go. There we go. So these, I wish this battery strap slot went a little bit farther back. In the Glide, the rear battery strap, you can run it really, really far back so that you can shove the battery as far back as possible to offset all the weight of the GoPro on the front. But, I mean, now that I say that, if you were going to do this build without a GoPro, because that's why you're going to pay all the money for an 04, this is actually kind of perfect. This is exactly where you would want to put the battery, which is just slightly back, right? 120 gram Hero or even an 80 gram Session 5 all the way up front here. You got to really offset the battery back super far to try to center up your CG. This build without a GoPro yeah, this is probably perfect. You know, you got the meaty bit here, so you'd run like your front battery strap at the back of this slot, your rear battery strap here, and that would probably get you damn near perfect 50-50 weight distribution. So yeah, Prototype 5, once there are, in the interim, you could probably just use the top 2 screw holes to jank the camera in there, like I did on the Cinesplore 2 a minute ago. But hopefully Bob will come out with camera plates specifically for this and all of his other frames to mount that thing up. And then, yeah, that'd be good to go. That'd be a pretty cool build. What else are we working on here? Hold on, let me get this out. And what happened to you? James Reedy says Axsis Flying has a 20mm camera body and a 14mm. Yeah, Axsis Flying has camera mounting kits that make these cameras bigger and heavier. Kind of interesting. More options are better than less. Off Axis says don't use Thingiverse, use MakerWorld or Yeggi. Yeah, that's right, Yeggi. I even have a fucking bookmark for Yeggi, so I don't forget about it. Let's try Yeggi. DJI 04. Oh, now we're talking. All right, let's just click on a bunch of these. 04 canopy for 75mm. Okay. What else we got here? Man, I'm so cold. Jesus Christ. I don't know why it's so cold down here tonight. I have a long sleeve shirt on. I usually don't. It's not coming up with much, but there's a couple things in here. Let's see. Oh, okay. Look at that. Little 3D print that wraps around the camera and gives you normal centered screw holes. That's pretty slick. There's the file. There it is. Yeah, okay. That's pretty slick. Oh, and look, it's holding hey, there's the thing. There's the little tab on it. Awesome. Okay. I see. DJI gave us something to use with 3D printed files that we download from Thingiverse. That's kind of wild. This is the canopy that I've seen a bunch. Most people that like had flying rigs the day the thing came out, they like all had this canopy. This is obviously not a canopy that you're gonna want to crash with. And like, yeah, I don't know. You might have jello problems with this. It might actually act as vibration damping to help things, or it could technically make things worse. But yeah, I mean, don't crash. But very cool that that exists. Also looks like it would be a very easy print. And then 0470. I can't figure out how the hell this thing would work. What in the Sam Hill is this? Quad Sensei Mobidigital 04 75mm whoop canopy. I have no clue how you would fold this up to hold the camera. But whatever. So there's some stuff out there. I didn't find the specific ones that somebody mentioned in chat, but that's okay. LOL the Kittison says, lots of people use Printables now. I guess that's another website with 3D print stuff. Notice says, if you mounted the 04 camera on top of the quad, like a GoPro, with a big protective 3D print case, how would that affect the FPV angle / experience? It would push the propellers, it would do exactly what mounting a GoPro up there would do, right? It would push the propellers down, so that instead of like having, you know, with your FPV camera, the propellers swing like here. With the GoPro, they swing all the way down here. So it would do that. It would, for your flying experience, I don't think you would notice. It would make it harder to get close to the ground. If you get really close to the ground with the nose down, the camera is nice and low. with the camera mounted up higher, you would probably like bump into the ground more often, which would be kind of annoying. But the main thing is that it would push the props from swinging here to swinging down here, right? But I don't necessarily think otherwise you would really notice it flying it. Technically, when you did like snap rolls, it would have a little bit of a different axis to it, but I think you would get used to that. And just don't do snap rolls. What is this? 2001? Notice, no, we got that. Islander FPV says, what are your thoughts on the BetaFPV Meteor 04 canopy? Oh, yeah, we looked at that earlier. I mean, there aren't really any canopies. It's ugly as sin, but there aren't any canopies really yet. And so it's great because it's the only real option. Yeah, I mean, it's probably the only molded option at the moment. And so, well, why don't I just click on it? And so it's just going to show me a CAD drawing anyway. Oh, look at that. You got to put it in a bracket? What? Don't do that. Oh, well, it's screw mount anyway. Hopefully their bracket is lighter than this bracket. No, okay, yeah, I get it. Yeah, no, I mean, it's the only molded canopy. So it's going to be it's going to make it way more durable than any of the... Look at that purple! Stop the fucking presses. They got it in purple. It's 1 gram. That's pretty light without that little inside insert. So yeah, this is going to be the most durable canopy almost for sure. There's no way that a TPU canopy is going to be this strong. So for bashing, it's the way to go. I'm going to get one of these in purple. That is just delightful. Adjustable 10 to 35 degree camera angle. That's pretty cool. I dig that. Bunch of measurements on it. Go ahead, BetaFPV. Oh. Okay. They've got little rubber dampeners. I hope that they've also got a way to hard mount this. That's all I'm going to say. Maybe this is good, but I don't usually like... Oh boy, look at all this going on. There's a back piece. There's the rubber grommet boys. There's the front piece. Yikes. This is going to be a heavy mounting setup because of all that's going on there. But maybe it's good, and maybe you need that. Look at all this. Whoo-wee! Look at all this going on. This piece has brass grommets installed. This is going to be heavy. I wouldn't be surprised if this is all going to weigh like 2.5 to 3 grams. But it'll be strong. So yeah, I'm going to be way more excited about a batwing mount, to be completely honest. A batwing mount is going to be much lighter, and it's going to tuck the camera in between the ducts. So it should be pretty protected. I don't see why it wouldn't. We'll see. There'll be loads and loads and loads of canopies within the next couple of weeks for this thing. YouTube did the thing again, scrolling back up to try to find my place. Shoot FPV says, I put the 04 Lite adapter mount that I used in the 3D print page in Discord. Very cool. Thank you, dude. CiottiFPV.com has a million ways you can support me. This is a completely crowdfunded thing. If you like these live streams or would like to see them continue, support me, and I'll keep doing them. The more support that I get from you guys, the more stuff that I can buy to test to hopefully save you some money. Joining my Discord is like $3 a month if you don't want to get in on the monthly giveaways. At some point, I'll tell you that something is trash and you won't buy it, and that'll save you an awful lot of $3 per month, right? If I save you $100, you can hook a brother up and subscribe at $3 a month for a long time, and I'll keep trying to save you money. How's that sound? We'll do it together, yo. Dino FPV says it's on Printables DJI 04 Air Unit. Let's see if we can find it. DJI 04 Air Unit 14 millimeter camera adapter. Let's go to Printables. Oh, that's why I remember Printables. It's got the... Okay, it looks pretty similar. Looks pretty similar to the one that we saw on Yeggi. And then that puts it into this. Yeah, see, I would kind of rather do this than that wacky BetaFPV mount canopy. But that BetaFPV canopy is what, like $10? Get it. You know, get it and try it and weigh it. Maybe in a mount like this, because this is basically hard mounting it, right? For all we know, a mount set up like this, hard mounted, is going to have all kinds of jello problems. So maybe that BetaFPV mount canopy rather is actually really important. I doubt it. I bet you this is fine. Look at, oh, this is Crom. Nice. I was gonna say this is like one of our builds, bro. With the Cinewhoop 300 mAh2S battery. Good job, Crom. Thank you for getting this up here and designing it. Crom's doing all kinds of good shit, yo. Man's making moves. Is that a thing that cool people say? Making moves? Denzel the Trouble says 3 years ago, I still have glides to build. Denzel also says, I never run my straps through those slots, pain in the ass, and it makes the battery not sit flat. You're doing it wrong in the slots. You go up through the slot. You don't go down into the slot. You go around the outside of the bottom plate, and then you go up through the middle of the slot. And then the battery sits flat, and then you the glide's the same way. Everybody does what you're talking about. Nobody ever realizes that you can do this. This is what you do. And then you do the grip on the outsides. I'm not going to put this down on top of $300 worth of stuff. All right? See that? That's how you do it. And then the grip holds the battery nice and flat and grippy. And then your strap slots come out nice and wide here, so that they're not trying to like pinch the battery. Yeah, most people just go. Bob specifically designed these strap slots to work like this, but then he didn't tell anybody about it. And so everybody's like, yeah, the glide's okay, but the battery strap slots suck. And it's like, well, no, if you use them the right way, they're actually the best possible battery strap slots, because the thing comes out nice and wide, and it gives you that perfect spot to put the grip on the outside, and your battery is just like absolutely hammered down. That used to be a thing that I would talk about a lot back in the 5-inch days, because a lot of people would come into the chat and be like, what the fuck is the deal with the glide? I bought a glide because of you. What's the deal with these stupid battery straps? I'm like, here you go. Here's how to do it. Eric Holman says, BetaFPV just released a canopy for the 04 Lite. Yep, we just took a look at that. Mark GFPV says, click Printables, search 04 Mobula canopy. There's a Mobula ball sack canopy mount for the 04. Let's see. 04 Mobula canopy. Is Printables like the way to go? Is everybody using Printables now? Ooh! Ooh! Yo! Yin Yang is hooking us up. So what I'm looking at is how this, how the ball sack canopy does or doesn't interfere with the different chips, and it looks totally fine. So this, okay, similar kind of mount. Yeah, wow, yo. We got all kinds of mounting options already. Look how good it fits in there. Pretty low camera angle. It doesn't look like you're going to be able to put much up tilt on this, but you don't really want much up tilt with a Cinewhoop, you know? Look at that micro V in there too. Yin Yang knows what's up. Shit. Okay. Oh, look at that. Remix of Crom's first 04 mount. Very cool. Yin Yang 08. He knows what's up. Damn. I can't believe you bastards have working builds with these already. It's going to take me weeks. Dude. Here we go. You do need to trim the canopy arms. This is what I was worried about. You do need to trim the canopy arms around the USB-C and the digital port so they're not applying too much pressure on them. Okay. You do need to trim a small amount of the camera open for an unobstructed view. Gotcha. Okay. So it's yeah, a little bit of DIYing, but on the I had to do that on the walk snail setups anyway. You put the canopy on, there'll be parts of the canopy that are pushing up against the USB port or something, and then you sit there and you just clearance it out a little bit. The ball sack canopy is strong enough that you can remove some material and it still doesn't break. So a couple of really good options here. I dig it. A couple of really good options here. You dig? Arc UK says, I second that. I got my 04 and a Mobula 6 ball sack. It's in your 3D printing channel on Discord. Thank you, guys. So it looks like most of these are already over on my Discord, which is linked on CiottiFPV.com. Burns Bean says, there's a lot of cool 04 stuff on AliExpress by Axsis Flying. Yeah, Axis sent me a email blast like last week, really early with a bunch of that stuff. It looks kind of heavy, but yeah, better to have more shit than less. Shoot FPV says Rotor Riot has one for the Vision. Yep, the Vision 40 has a fully 3D printed canopy again. Now for the 04 version, that looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. It's got like a back part and then like a little front part where you adjust the. Yeah, just look up Vision 40 and you'll see it. Notice says Jeremiah Bullfrog. Yeah, that BetaFPV canopy is extremely ugly. But it might work really well. CMYK says, yo, dude! Any tips on cleaning gimbals? Got something in my throttle, probably tree bits. LOL. Now, just get on in there. Axsis says, all I know is JB doesn't like Canadians. I know Joshua pretty well. And I can pretty confidently tell you that that's not true. He doesn't not like Canadians. Tinzilla Terrible says, I've been doing straps wrong since the beginning. Dude, it's not just you. It's not just you. There's probably somebody in the chat that won't admit to it, but has it the wrong way, and they're going to go fix it and be like, oh my god, this is so much better. Arcs UK says, can fully tilt it up with that Mobula 6 canopy. Nice. Only issue I have is that it's a bit too far back, so you can see the outside of the camera window. Just had to cut it a bit. Yeah, on the walk snail light mounting, I had to remove a good amount of material from around that camera opening. They made that camera opening for the ball sack canopy for the Runcam Nano 3. Which has a tiny little lens aperture on it. Lens barrel, rather, not aperture. Danzilla Terrible says, Yin Yang 08 is here. Is he? He is! Yin Yang! Good job, dude. Thank you for doing stuff and putting it up on the internet. Good, nice. I knew you knew about us here because of the Micro V. Nobody knows about the Micro Vs but us. Did you learn about the Micro V from me, Yin Yang? Again, thank you. Good job on that mount. CMYK says, I run 35-degree camera on everything. Jesus. More fast, more fun. Yin Yang says, the build is all thanks to your live streams. Hey, there's my answer. Awesome. Very cool, man. Love it. So what's the Jello situation? Have you flown it in like super bright daylight yet with that mount setup, which is basically a hard mount? I'm wondering if that's why BetaFPV has done such an outrageously complicated setup. Axis says, we'd be joking about JB in the chat. Okay, cool. This is why I don't read comments that don't have me tagged in them, because I miss the inside jokes. that's pretty much all that I've got for you guys. I'm going to fly a couple of batteries, and then I'm going to go get something to eat because I'm starting to get hungry. What do you guys want me to fly? All right, cool. I'll fly that. It's going to be the... Now, let's fly something with a camera mount that has a crooked camera because I'm not angry enough yet. I'm going to fly the red and white logo special. This is Mobula, nope. This is Newbie Drone Cockroach V3 frame. BetaFPV Matrix 5-in-1 AIO. CO3 and the BetaFPV Canopy. Stupidly lightweight antenna. 40,000 kV Happy Model 0702s. And the HQ ultralight bi-blade 1.2 by 1.2 by 2 propellers. Dinsil says fly the 5-inch rig in the basement. Yin Yang says not yet. It's been snowing here more or less. It's actually perfect. Have you flown it in the snow? The snow is so bright that it'll speed the shutter speed way up, and that's where a lot of the jello happens. Have you flown it in the snow yet? But nothing noticeable through the goggles while flying inside. The adapter is TPU, so maybe that's helping. Little bit, yeah. 661 says, I think you missed my comment. Thank you for reposting it. Do you not have the goggles? No, I do not. Someone in chat on the Good and Bad and Ugly live stream said, yo, I've got 2 pairs of the goggles too. I want to sell. I'm thinking about selling one of them. I don't know who that was. I might have to go back and rewatch that live stream. Someone on my Discord said that there's a big problem with the 03 goggles in that you can't... for me, there's going to be a big problem with the 03 goggles, which is that there's only one USB port. And so you can either run a battery bank in your pocket to power the goggles forever, or you can plug the goggles into a Cosmo streamer to output for live broadcast flying. So the goggles 3 are completely worthless to me. I would literally have to buy like at least 2, maybe 3 pairs of goggles 3. Now, I would have to buy 2 pairs of them, and I would have to run one of... I would charge them both up. I would run 1 pair of the goggles 3 until they're dead, and then I would take those off and put them on the charger and then grab the other ones. Frank Nicholas says, false about only battery or Cosmo streamer. I purchased a built one. Well, that's awesome. I still think I want to go with the goggles too, though, because I'll be able to... it was I thought it was Curtis Hayes, too. I was pretty sure it was Curtis Hayes. Curtis, are you in here? Sorry, I just clapped. For anybody wearing headphones, you're now dead. Yin Yang says, I have to try it tomorrow. AIO's conformal coated DJI should last better than walk snail and blew up in the snow last week. Yeah, walk snail is brutal from a durability standpoint. Okay, Frank, that's awesome. Thank you for that. Bransway Bean says, the battery life of the goggles 3 is like 3 hours. It's rated for 2, but I get more. That is close to being enough, but not quite, unfortunately. Yin Yang says, also picked up the goggles too for $350, open box Amazon. That's also a potential route. It was brand new. Very cool. Yeah, I'm still not totally sure goggles 3 versus goggles 2. Realistically, though, it seems like the only real advantages to goggles 3 are the race mode, which I don't really care too much about, if at all. Yeah, I'll be able to get the goggles 2 a lot cheaper. So it's probably going to be goggles 2. The only worry is that some weird nonsense is happen. I don't know. No, it's the Cosmo streamers work. They've already said that they work with the 04 system from various different goggles. So yeah. No, you cannot swap batteries on the goggles 3. The battery is built into the back, and then there's an integrated wire around the strap, which is really, really nice. But yeah, for a live broadcast setting, or just like, I don't know, it feels weird to have a completely built-in battery from a standpoint of like doing professional work. I mean, the battery is either charged or it isn't, but like, I don't know, having like 2 or 3 goggle batteries makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. And so, you know, without that, it would just feel awkward. But I mean, yeah, that's sort of being pedantic. The N3s are a box goggle. I don't really see in my cases anything is swappable if you try hard enough. The N3s, while I love how inexpensive they are, I can't go back to box goggles. The short focusing distance of box goggles wreaks havoc on my eyeballs. All right, we're flying the rig that I told you about a minute ago. Let's see if Teddy comes running. Why is this left lens so dirty? Okay. Here we go. 40,000 kV. This rig's pretty lightweight. Matrix AIO. 5-in-1. Hey! Oh! Ah! My hands are so cold. I feel like I'm flying in the snow right now. This thing is doing something. Oh, Teddy's down here already. How did I not see him? No, 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 no! I'm gonna have to go get that, I'll bet. Nope. That's it. Be right back. Teddy, can't you learn to, like, knock these things down or something? Back up, little boy. I'll tell you what. Wait till you guys see this dog. He's a miniature schnauzer. His name's Teddy Spaghetti. We call him that because he has worms. He's just adorable. Oh, God! There he is. So it's the PID loop is getting a, like, where is he? There he is. The PID loop is getting ultra excited. I might need to back the PIDs off a little bit. It's shaking a little bit. See it shaking? What's going on with this thing? Man, my hands are so cold. You ever fly with cold hands and like you fly like the smoothest you've ever flown before? That's what I got. Let's just fly smooth tonight. I only have these 3 batteries, so let's just fly smooth tonight. How about that? Oh, God, why me? Please don't kill me. Oh, God. Oh, God, no. Why? 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 Oh. Oh. Oh, boy. We almost got him. Oh! My throttle expo midpoint is not right for flying slow. And so all that bobbing up and down is because I am out of the proper throttle expo range. Oh! Hey, buddy. How are you today, small fuzzy friend? Oh, the quad gate! Oh, God. Yeah, this thing is a little bit unhappy. What's your deal, little buddy? What's your deal? Let me go into turtle mode and spin each motor up. Maybe there's a banged up prop. Oh yeah, left front is not loving life. These HQ propellers are super lightweight and they perform unbelievably well, but man, from a durability standpoint, they are tough. All right. Floop flop. Here we go. Battery number 2, flying smooth. Hold on. Let me get into the oh, that's right. I didn't really do much tuning on this. It's still got some weird tuning stuff from the it came with some yeah, okay. Just walks away. Oh, sorry, buddy. He's protecting me. Fingers are starting to get warmed up. Oh, yeah. Fuck flying smooth. Oh, God. We fly like our pants are on fire around here. Oh! Get this lined up. Come on. Oh! Yo, the quad gates are outrageously difficult, but holy shit, is it rewarding the few times that I actually make it through all 4. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh. Oh. Whoa! Whoa! Ah! Oh! Oh! I get. Whoa! Okay, it's fine. Everything's cool. Hey! Get in there! Woo! Starting to get used to the throttle. Oh, no, no! I don't like how the video is dropping out like that. That's not a good sign. This is a... There's only like 5 batteries through this AIO. That is not usually a... I'm not going to finish that sentence. What I was going to say is... I guess I am going to finish this sentence. I was going to say that's not a good sign of fucking... Like... I'm sorry, can you make that more obvious? No, I thought that things turning off would be a good sign. That means they're working well. I drove my car down the street and it shut off. That's a good sign, right? That means it's working perfectly. That means it's a better car than yours. Your car doesn't turn off? Pff, what a piece of shit. Hi! Woo! That was sick looking! Ah! I tried to get through the gate doing that. That's one of my favorite moves that I don't do enough. It's like a sneaky little move. You just sneak up to something, you pitch back, pitch back, pitch back. Hey! Oh! Oh no! Hey! Hey! Alright. Hobby Addict says the goggles recharge extremely fast with a power bank. I go from dead to more than 75 in 15 minutes. Oh my god. I plugged them in and made a quick repair and couldn't believe how fast it was. That's insane. I mean, that would work because I do take little breaks when I'm doing the live broadcast flying. Without doing that, like, my brain will just absolutely melt. You wouldn't believe how... what... flying for like 2, 3, 4 hours straight does to your brain. After those events, I am just ruined. I charge those guys a lot more money than anyone else, and it's partially because of that. Like, it is hard work. Slesai. Okay. I didn't get the throttle zeroed out because my fingers are still coldy. Coldy locks. Come on now. Hey, hey. Wait, let's try to shoot the impossibly low gap. Where'd that dog go? I hear him. He's coming. He coming. Oh, he coming. Oh, it's hard to shoot that gap because I put the air purifier down here. This is the air purifier that's usually upstairs in the living room. But, like, whenever real wood fires get lit upstairs... okay. Something happens, and, like, all the fumes come bombing down the stairwell, and this basement is just insane. There's something going on with this rig. It's not gonna wanna... It's not gonna wanna fly low to the ground. So I'm just gonna give up. Look at all this elevation bouncing. How gross. So, like, for example, right, I'll fix it. No, I'm not going to fix it. But, like, cruising throttle, right, 28%, 27, 26, 26, right, that's slow cruising. I bet you my midpoint is up at, like, 32 for fast cruising. So, profile, Ray, there he is. Throttle expo, there it is, throttle midpoint, 32. So, if I move this down to 28... Next time I fly this, I'll be ultra frustrated. But watch, ready? So now we got that nice, buttery, bounce into the ground throttle expo. See? 27, 28. So now I can, with slow flying. So this is why, when I tell you guys that, like, you got to really understand throttle expo, because it'll change things. Like, I'm just flying different. I'm flying slower right now, and so the midpoint needs to come down. And now that the midpoint is down lower, I can still bump into the ground, but not quite as often. Man, this air purifier ruins this little gap here. It just ruins it. Okay. Okay. Alright. I'm not flying great tonight. I feel like I say that every time I fly. Oh, I'm so hungry. My favorite part of this live stream right now is turning it off so that I can go get a bite to eat. I love you guys and all, but I am going to get caught up on chat in just 1 second. But boy, I cannot wait to go get some goddamn food. My stomach is making quite the series of noises. That was a Newbie Drone Cockroach V3 frame, Happy Model 0702 40,000 kV motor, HQ 1.2 by 1.2 by 2 ultralight biblade propped BetaFPV Matrix 5-in-1 CO3 camera'd ultra lightweight garbage whip antenna BetaFPV canopied Cinewhoop. Hey! Does this need to be charged? Of course it needs to be charged. It's a Fat Shark battery. I considered plugging it in, and so it needs to be immediately charged. Frank Nicholas dropping some awesome links about the Cosmo streamer, and then he says, from the above link, for goggles 3/Integra/N3, it's possible to use with 5-volt connected. In this case, goggles will be charged during use. Awesome. Very, very cool. Hobby Addict says, the goggles 3... Oh, no, we talked about that. Oh, look at that. I'm caught up on chat. Maybe I will get goggles 3. Boy, are they going to be a lot more expensive, though. Cool. Caught up on chat. Thanks for hanging, friends. I hope I fondled the new DJI stuff sufficiently. What a weird thing to say out loud. I'll see you guys on Friday. And I think on Friday, it's going to be best 2S motors for 75mm 2S DJI 2S 04. Say bye, Teddy. Say bye to the people. Oh, what are you doing? Why? This dog is on the crack cocaine tonight. Maggie, when I got home, Maggie was complaining that he's just relentless. I'm gonna have to put that coat back on you, dog. I said coat, and he sat down all nice. Please don't put the coat on me. It acts like a thunder jacket. I love you guys. Bye. I'm not ready. See you guys Friday. Here's more 03 flying. Oh, it should still be opened. Yeah, there it is. Here's the rest of that 03 battery. This is the Axsis, which is basically the QAV. It's basically this. It's this build, but slightly different for the 03 air unit. But this is basically what I'm flying. 2.5, 4S. It's what I built this for the live broadcast stuff, and then I plugged the 6S battery in, and it caught on fire immediately. So 6S, even though it was a 6S rated ESC. Love you guys! See you guys Friday.